Hello guys. Thanks for tuning in once again. It is my absolute pleasure to have all of you around. Today we want to explore Microsoft Excel and be able to understand why Excel should be part of lives, especially when we're in finance, education, science, research, etc. Firstly, let's define Microsoft Excel. Microsoft Excel is a spreadsheet software developed by Microsoft that allows you to organize, analyze, and visualize data. It uses a grid of cells arranged in rows and columns to help you perform calculations with formulas, create charts, and build data-driven reports, making it an essential tool for business, finance, education, and research. Okay, this is now our data, as you can see. And then the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to try and teach you Excel in 15 minutes. After this tutorial, you will be fully conversant with all the basic and intermediate functions of Excel. There will still be more functions to learn in our future tutorials. Like I said, this will be more than enough to get you started, and you will actually realize how easy it is to work on Excel. When you open Excel, you can see millions of cells. We input our data on these cells. This is their primary function. We call these rows. The rows move horizontally, left to right, whereas the vertical ones are called columns. So it's very important to know these. Ladies and gentlemen, now this is our data. So first things first, we want to insert a table. We're going to highlight all the cells within which we want to insert our table. This will make our data look more organized. And then now we want to make the word budget bold, bigger, and merged. This is how we do that. Click on all selected rows within the table. Then go click Merge and Center, and then increase font size. When you click, it becomes one cell instead of multiple. And then we make budget bold. As it's still highlighted, I then click again, and then you go to bold. You make it bold, and then say let's make the font bigger, maybe to size 18. Right now, budget is easy to look at, right? The budget is a heading, so it must be bold and bigger. And then make the other headings bold as well. All these too. Okay, these are now bold. To insert N thick border, we simply do this. And then we are going to insert a thick border. Click on Insert Border. Then scroll down until you see the thick border. Click on it. Alright, this is how our cell's big or small, right? Left click and hold in the middle, and drag left to decrease size or right to increase size, just like I am doing, as we demonstrate. And then if you, for example, you've got words or sentences that overlap like this one and some of the words down there, you can just put your cursor here and just double click, you see. Now everything is open, now clearly displayed. Income received is going to be our total as well. It must be bolded as well. We're going to insert our total, and it must be bold, remember. And then all our total expenses here, the total expenses here, and make it bold. And then let's say you want to, because now we're seeing these lines, or rather rows are so many here, and was to reduce to. If we want to reduce these two rows, and then click here, and then hold our mouse, and then slide it down, and all these are highlighted, and then you'll quickly right-click. These options will appear. Scroll down until you get Delete. Click on Delete. Alright, then now we know how to make our words in our document bold, or italic, or underlined. Okay, we're now going to learn how to use a formatting brush. So if you are using your brush, let's say now you've got these waves, you're going to do this click, and then you are Format Brush. The brush is used to copy the settings such as form or shape, font, font size, color, etc., but not words. So if you are using your brush, for example, now we want to use a brush to copy the bolded words. Click Brush Highlight where you want to copy, and the end paste the format. Can you see how easy is Excel? Moving along, so ladies and gentlemen, let's move to these words placed on the first column, column A. The first thing we do is highlight all cells we want to work on. Then we can merge them. This is what we do on our income. We will do the same to our expenses as well. Highlight and merge. Then we can go to Text Orientation, where there are diagonal texts. Click there, then click Counterwise. Or you can click Format Alignment and change the direction manually. Guy, it's very important that you don't forget to click the cell you were busy with before doing what I just explained above. For our expenses, highlight all cells we want to engage, then merge. Highlight and merge, then we can go to Text Orientation, where there are diagonal texts. Click there, then click Counterclockwise. Don't forget to click the cell you are busy with before doing the action I just explained. But now the text diagonally set or whatever direction you desire and set. Next, learn how to use Format Painter or Brush. Format Painter quickly apply the same formatting, such as color, fonts, style, font size, or border style to multiple pieces of text or graphics. So we can simply highlight the cells you want to merge and then click Merge Cells. You do the same for the expenses if you want to use the Format Brush to do what you did to the income space. Simply highlight the cells on top part and then click the Format Painter. At this point, you now notice a brush moving with the mouse cursor. Highlight all the cells you want the copied format to be pasted on. Now we pasted and you realize format change, but it's not quite like you copied it, right? This is because the cells you want to paste on are fewer than the cells you want to paste. To correct this, you simply highlight all the cells you want merged and click Merge. You will now have what you want. So we can simply highlight all the cells, then click Merge Cells, like I showed a few minutes ago. After this, we are happy with the result. Next is cell formatting, from number to currency. We highlight all the cells with the figures we want to convert to US dollars or any currency we choose. Then right-click and the option will appear. You will click on Format Cells, click Number in the horizontal menu, and then click Currency on the vertical menu. The Choose Your Currency on symbol. Then check if you need decimal or not. Thereafter you can click OK. Now the number have been converted to currency format. We can then use the Format Brush from this point to change rest of the figures if we want to change them into currency as well. So if you want to do the same for the May 2030 figures, okay, you need to highlight all the relevant source cells, then click on Format Paint. Thereafter highlight all the cell in which you want to paste your new formatting. Next is the basic Excel formulas. Guys, kindly note, in MS Excel, we don't use calculators. We use relevant formulas. We will cover 5 formulas to work with today. First of which is the sum, second of which is an average function, min, max, and count. As the name suggests, sum adds values. Average determines the average in a range. The min function returns the smallest number in a set of values. Max function finds the highest number in a range. Count function will count the number of cells that contain numbers. To calculate of totals, we will use the sum formula, equal sign, then type sum, then open bracket, choose all relevant cells. This way, we get our total receipt for May 2029. We do the same for 2020 sum for 2030. We can use the Format Brush or type the formula again. Okay, then we go to our expenses, May 2029, which is the same. This is where we're going to sum up our total. We type equal sign first, then type equal sign, then sum, open bracket, select the relevant cells, then click Enter. MS Excel will insert the close bracket for you. If you want to, you can just copy the total for 2029 and then paste it here on May 2030 total. To get our deficit/surplus, we simply type equal sign where we want to place the today, then click total for income less total for expenses. Do the same for the other year. This is the difference. Just copy and paste the answer and paste it to the other year total. So we need heading, must be bolded. Our data looks better now, doesn't it? Moving right along, if you decide to add some color to your heading, you may go ahead. Let's add some colors. You can decide on the color you want beforehand or you can choose from the menu. It really doesn't matter. Next, we're going to do average, min, max, count, and sum functions. Now, we want to determine the average amount for the selected cells. Type equal sign, then type average, open bracket, then select the cells, and thereafter click OK. Now we know our average amount. We will now use on min function for minimum. We use this function to determine the lowest amount of the selected cells. To use this function, you simply type equal sign, then type min, open bracket, and select the relevant cells, then enter. Like the min, we will now use on max function. Max function determines the highest figure or amount amongst the selected cells. To use this function, you simply type equal sign, then type max, open bracket, and select the relevant cells, then enter. These are very easy functions, won't you agree? We will now use on count function. We use this function to calculate the number of active cells among the selected cells. To use this function, you simply type equal sign, then type count open bracket, and select the relevant cells, then enter. You can see the maximum amount is 5,000. The minimum amount is 300. Then if you say how many, You want to count how many are these active? Next, we're going to use our today's last function called SUM. Sum is used to add value within the selected cells. Okay, we're going to say sum our values. Simply type equal sign, type sum thereafter, open bracket. Then select your cell and then enter. And then the next part we want to do is charts. We want to do a chart around the expenses for the 2 years. We're going to select our expenses, then go to the top of the page and click Insert. Then look for Charts and choose the graph you want and click on it to insert. Actually, there's a lot of things that we can do to this graph to suit my needs and to effectively convey any message. This is how we insert a title for the graph. If you want to change a color, for example, you're going to click here and then you're going to come here. Okay, you see these are so many colors to choose from. Then you can choose your preferred color. As we can see, this is how our graph looks now. If you want to change the title, just click on it, double-click, and then Save Project Actions. And these are projections, and whatever it is that you want to write on your graph, and then this one you can change it. You see, there are lots of this we can add or remove from the graph. We're going to see our graph here. If you want to change the title, just double-click on the title space and give it whatever title. For example, this graph I entitled Expenditure Analysis. We can change the colors if we want to. Here are some demonstrations. If I want my graph to be yellow and I want the other one to be black, so I'm going to choose black. My graph looks like this now. To move the graph, I simply left-click on it and hold and drag and then drop it to the new location. Next, we do our data analysis. Let's go click on Conditional Formatting right. We need to tell the computer what to do for you, as per your conditions. For example, if I want numbers greater than, say, $2,000, must be dark yellow text. If I want to see the top 10, I want them to be red. This how we can do it. This is what happened to my top 10. They've become red. So these are some of the data action you can take. You can check top 10%, do what you want with your bottom 10% average, etc. Let's demonstrate more demonstrations. This one is my favorite. You put it there. All these conditional formatting options are there to help you analyze your data well and beautifully, just the way you want. Let's keep watching. Next is undo, redo, save and save as. Every time you type something or move something, in fact any action by you, should it happen that you want it undone, or if after undoing you want it redone, well, there are options for this as well. Top left side of the screen, there are two blue curved arrows, one for undo, the other one for redo. Please explore, like I am doing. Next is save and save as. Let's know the difference. If the document has never been saved, you can click Save As. You will be requested to give the file a name and specify the location in your computer you want it saved. After that, you just click Save. Just keep saving the document as you're working on it and when finished. So let's save this document. Next, we do inverted commas, also known as double quotation marks. They mean no text, or we can write word in between them when using formulae on MS Excel. E.g., using our example here. If we want to determine if our income between May 2029 and 2030 has decreased or increased, let's put our formula as follows. We will use the if function for the example. I will do a full video soon that will fully cover the if functions for you. Stay subscribed so you don't miss out. Here we're running a test to see if equals if C3, May 2029, is smaller than D3, May 2030. If true, MS Excel must write, we have increased. Otherwise, the formula must write that we have decreased. moving right along to the concatenate function. This function combines text from two or more cells into one. Let's demonstrate. Type =, the concatenate, then choose the first cell, then type space, the second cell, etc. Finally, click Enter. We want a word cell phone from our example database and combine with the word insurance. We want them to read as cell phone insurance. If you have done this, now you know you are now more than a successful beginner in MS Excel. But, guys, there are still MS Excel advanced formulas that we still need to cover. These will be covered on our future videos. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and share with someone you care about, your colleague, friends, and family. From all of us here at Office and Technology Hub, we say thank you. Cheers.